Welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're going to completely shatter a really common and honestly incredibly dangerous illusion about driving in heavy rain. We've all been there, right? The sky opens up, the road gets a little slick, you see a puddle forming up ahead, and you think to yourself, well, my car is heavy, I can push right through this. But the physics of water in vehicles are just incredibly deceptive, and misunderstanding them can literally be a matter of life and death. We're talking about exactly why 2 feet carries cars and how to survive it.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to honestly ask yourself right now, how much rushing water do you think it actually takes to sweep your car, even a big, heavy SUV, completely off the roadway? Take a quick guess in your head. Is it 3 feet, 4 feet, maybe up to your door handles?
The answer is just 2. Just 2 feet. According to hard data from the Missouri Department of Transportation, a mere 24 inches of rushing water is all it takes to carry away almost any vehicle on the road. No way, right? It sounds totally impossible. A car weighs thousands of pounds. But here's the absolute crucial physics lesson. When water reaches the undercarriage of your vehicle, it completely changes the dynamic. Your car displaces that water, which immediately creates this massive upward buoyant force. This lift reduces your tire's friction against the road down to practically zero. At that exact moment, the immense lateral force of the dense, fast-moving water just pushes your incredibly heavy vehicle away like it's a plastic toy boat in a bathtub. You have absolutely zero steering, zero control.
So to understand why this happens so often, we really have to look at the anatomy of a flash flood. As outlined by EcoFlow, a flash flood isn't some slow, creeping rise of a river over several days. Not at all. It's a sudden, violent event caused by intense rainfall that completely and almost instantly overwhelms the ground's ability to soak up water. The really terrifying part? The speed. These violent events happen in mere minutes, frequently catching drivers completely by surprise in areas that literally seemed perfectly dry just a moment ago.
Let's look at a real-world example of how fast this escalates. A recent weather report out of Massachusetts highlighted a morning where tropical downpours dropped up to 2 inches of rain per hour. That intense band of rain instantly triggered flash flood warnings, totally trapping commuters and shutting down exits on Route 2 in the Fitchburg and Leominster areas. Think about that. 1 minute you're on a mundane morning commute, just listening to the radio, and the next you are surrounded by rising water with nowhere to go.
Now, what's really interesting about this information is how quickly the danger escalates based on just a few tiny inches of depth. Looking at the data compiled from the Red Cross and Safe Motorist, just 6 inches of fast-moving water, that's barely up to your ankles, is enough to knock a full-grown adult off their feet, and it's enough to stall most vehicles, including trucks. At 12 inches, a small car actually begins to float because of that buoyancy effect we just talked about. And at 24 inches? Well, as we established, almost any vehicle is swept away. Your tires lose contact with the pavement, and you are entirely at the mercy of the current.
Section 1. Escaping a sinking vehicle. Surviving the unthinkable.
If you do find yourself swept into deeper water and your car begins to sink, your survival absolutely depends on taking immediate, specific actions. And the very first rule from Safe Motorist is incredibly counterintuitive. Do not call 911 yet. Look, when water is rapidly gathering around your vehicle, your natural instinct is to grab your phone and call for help, right? But doing that burns your tiny, critical window of escape. You literally only have about 30 seconds before the water shorts out your electrical systems and the pressure makes your doors impossible to open. Put the phone down.
You need to memorize these 3 steps right now. Step 1. Unbuckle your seatbelt immediately. Do the exact same for any kids in the car. Step 2. Lower the window. Most automatic windows are going to still function for a few seconds before the car is completely submerged. Step 3. Swim out of that window. And I want to explicitly warn you right here. Once you are out of the vehicle, do not cling to your car. It's an anchor, not a flotation device. Swim with the flow of the water until you can find higher ground. So, the crucial point is knowing what to do if your window just won't roll down. You're going to have to break it. Actually, scratch that. Do not even try the windshield. Trying to break the windshield is the absolute worst way. Windshields are designed to be nearly indestructible to protect you in a crash. Without superhuman strength, it's just not happening. The best way? Take a sharp object, an umbrella, a heavy heel, a screwdriver, and smash the center of a side window. If you have literally nothing, you have to try kicking the window near the front or right by its hinges.
Now, if you cannot break the window, you are left with the absolute last resort, which is terrifying, but it's absolutely crucial to understand. You have to wait for the car to sink. The reason you can't push your door open is because of the massive water pressure outside. So you have to unlock the doors, take slow, calm breaths, and wait until the water fills the car up to your neck level or until the car is fully submerged, so the pressure finally equalizes. Once it's equalized, you can finally push that door open and swim straight to the surface.
Section 2. Decoding flood warnings. Don't get caught off guard.
Okay, let's take a breath and pull back from that intense scenario for a second. The absolute best way to survive a sinking car is to just never be in one in the first place, for sure. That means understanding how to read the weather and knowing exactly what local emergency alerts actually mean. The City of San Antonio Office of Emergency Management provides a really great breakdown here. A flood watch simply means conditions are favorable. Flooding is possible, so, be alert. The ingredients are there. But a flash flood warning, that means take action immediately. Flooding is imminent or it's already occurring. If you're in a low-lying area and a warning hits your phone, you need to move to higher ground right then and there.
And this brilliantly illustrates the golden rule of flood survival. Turn around, don't drown. If you see barricades across a road, you absolutely must respect them. The Missouri Department of Transportation points out that driving around barricades isn't just illegal, it's potentially deadly. Rushing water is completely opaque. You can't see through it. It hides washed-out, collapsed road surfaces, sharp objects, and live electrical wires. Just because a road was there yesterday certainly does not mean it's still under the water today.
Preparedness also means having your supplies ready way before the storm ever hits. If you're forced to evacuate or you get stranded, you need a go-back. Both the Red Cross and San Antonio Emergency Guidelines highly recommend keeping this packed and ready to go. Essentials include 1 gallon of water per person per day, a 3-day supply of non-perishable food, a flashlight and a battery or crank-powered radio, a first aid kit, and copies of your important documents secured in a waterproof container. Because trust me, you are not going to have time to gather these things when the water starts rising.
Section 3. Navigating the aftermath. Surviving after the rain stops. Let's move to and see how this builds into the next phase. Eventually, the rain stops and the waters begin to recede. But you really need to understand that the danger does not vanish just because the sun comes out. Navigating a post-flood environment brings a whole new set of invisible, deadly hazards. The Red Cross highlights some severe aftermath threats. First off, electricity and water do not mix. Never, ever touch wet electrical equipment or go anywhere near fallen power lines. Second, health hazards. If your home flooded and you couldn't dry it out completely in 24 to 48 hours, you have to assume you have toxic mold. Another massive silent risk is carbon monoxide poisoning. Never run gas generators indoors or near windows. Finally, as cities like Miami urge their residents, report clogged storm drains to local authorities via 311 to help prevent the next flood.
We have covered a whole lot of ground today, from the terrifying physics of the 2-foot roll to the exact critical steps you need to take to escape a sinking vehicle. But I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. Think about your daily route right now. Do you actually know where the low-lying areas are? Have you ever checked out tools like the USA Flood Map to see real-time stream gauge levels in your specific area? Take 10 minutes today to look up your local flood map, because at the end of the day, the absolute best survival strategy is ensuring you never actually have to test that 2-foot rule for yourself. So, do you know the flash flood risks hidden on your daily commute? Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next explainer.